So we got Mistletoe here today. He's been struggling for a little over a month now to get up on his own. We usually have to come out here and help him up about 2 or 3 times a day. It's kind of become part of our daily routine. But today we're actually taking him to Tennessee Equine so we can try to figure out a better plan for him. But let's try to get him up. So sometimes if he's on this side, it is a little bit easier for him. There we go.
So as of right now, Mistletoe is doing a lot better as far as his blood work. And when he first came in, he was really anemic, had elevated white blood cell count. So on his most recent blood work, we've gotten the anemia under control and his white blood cell count is back to normal. One of the main signs of anemia can be lethargy and weakness. So for a while there, we thought that was part of his problem, which it was. He has been, doing better on trying to get up. The problem is he's getting bigger. So at this point where he's at with his medical conditions, we're not quite sure what his outcome will be. We just know that we're gonna do everything in our care to get the best outcome possible for him.
We're taking Mistletoe to a specialist. He's struggled ever since we've got him. He went down, he couldn't get back up, and he was severely anemic. And we're just we've gotten him healthy, but there's something going on where he's not able to get up. And that's why we're gonna take him to a specialist today.
Come on, buddy, come on. Let's go, come on. You don't want to get left in there, come on. And he's like, nope.
Congratulations, Mistletoe, you did it. Good boy.
All right, well, let's have a look at him.
So probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, like I said, he had the swelling in his joints, and he'd walk kind of stilted.
Okay, I might get a leather halter with a secure lead, and then we might just walk him and trot him.
During the doctor's complete lameness exam of Mistletoe, one of the steps that they do is holding up their back legs one at a time for usually about 30 seconds to a minute.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And what that does is they're gonna see if they can induce any new lameness or show us any signs of any pain in any of the other joints.
And has some subtle signs behind of not really knowing where his feet are 100%.
When you guys see the doctor walking Mistletoe up and down the hills, up and on off the curbs, what she's doing is she's checking his neurologic function, or sometimes what we call conscious proprioception. So she's seeing if he's aware of where his feet are, knows where to put them, seeing if he's aware of his feet when he's crossing over, when he's going in the circles.
He's pretty uncomfortable, so I would put him in the pain category as being relatively high for him.
Okay.
So even if we don't see a fracture, I think pain-wise, pain management is a big issue for him. Yeah. So he definitely has quite a flare when we get to this growth plate. He has it on all of them. You can see that line, that's a growth plate. As it comes up to here, you'd like it to be nice and flat right across here. And you can see it flares up a little bit into your spinal canal. And this is the bottom of your spinal canal, and that's the top of your spinal canal. So this is the flare that I'm talking about, and here's where your spinal cord runs right through here, and these flares cause compressions in this area when they flex their neck. And probably the most profound one that he's got is right here. All of this is bone. He is what they would call a wobbler. from, but his isn't like injury related, his is growth related.
You think from your opinion he's always going to have issues through his life? Yeah.
We just got done with Mistletoe's appointment. We brought him up here to Tennessee Equine, and they were absolutely great in helping us. So what we have found with him is that, while he's been in our care, we have got him a lot healthier. He was able to not be anemic anymore and not have an infection anymore, but we were still concerned about his joint issues. So we brought him up here to work with the specialist and see what we could figure out. Unfortunately, he has a lot of issues going on with his growth plates. We did take over a dozen x-rays. He was diagnosed with Wobbler's disease. He does have wedges in his hocks in the joints. He has fasciitis all over. He has a smaller than normal canal for his spinal cord, and then all of his growth plates in his vertebral, they were flared, causing a lot of issues with his neck and with neurologic issues. So with all of those things rolled in, and the fact that he is a giant breed and a draft horse, we did make the decision with the vet that giving him the last act of kindness was what was in his best interest. So after the last month, we've seen a lot of improvement health-wise, energy, his anemia, infections being healed, great appetite. Health-wise and systemically, we got him a lot healthier. In the end, he's still gonna be a 2,000-pound horse eventually with neurologic issues and chronic pain, and that's just not fair to him or a way to live.
Sadly, our journey with Mistletoe is going to end here today. When he came, he was sick, he was anemic, and he spent the last month with us just getting healthy and feeling better. And I think that's just what we're going to have to take away from this, is knowing that he never continued down the slaughter pipeline and that we did everything we could for him. Not always every rescue ends with a happy ending, and that's just part of rescue, and it never gets easy.
I just wanted to kind of talk with you and give you a recap on the sad events that happened with Mistletoe. Obviously, he was definitely one of the favorites here and with our fans, but unfortunately, we can't save them all. When he did first come to our shelter, we noticed that he had a puncture wound and he had a little bit of weakness, but he was showing signs of anemia. Over the course of time, we were able to fix the anemia, and then he did have signs of an infection, which we did treat with multimodal antibiotics. Once we got the infection cleared up as well, he started to make a lot of progress. He was able to get up on his own on his right side. You saw videos of him loping. At the point that his progress stalled, that's when we decided that we were going to take him to the specialist to see what else we could do for him. At the specialist, they did lots of tests, and we had 2 different doctors take a look at him, as well as over a dozen x-rays. Those x-rays revealed stuff to us that unfortunately showed us that he was going to have lifelong issues. We did make the choice to give him the last act of kindness at the vet clinic. He had pain medications on board as well as sedatives. We did opt to do it there so that way he didn't have to go through the trailer ride back. We know that you guys all loved him and we loved him very much. We gave him the best care we could, and this way now he's pain-free and running free.